Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nazra and Veronica, and today I'm back with another reaction video, live video. So I'll be reacting to a few different things. I've got a few things lined up that you may want to watch with me. So if you do, then stay tuned, and we're going to get into some very exciting and funny videos. And there have been some crazy things happening recently. Crazy things that are coming later on in the live, so I can't wait to show you guys that. Yeah, let me know if there are any videos that you'd like me to react to, and I'll do my best to do that. So the first video is a video which is from the Whatever podcast. There's only one. And it's called Femcel Complains About No Men Liking Her. So let's take a look. Oh, sorry, I actually have to put it on the screen, don't I? In order for you to see. Okay, let's get into it.
You're a femcel.
Yes.
How long have you been celibate for?
Is that what a femcel is? I had no idea that's what it was called. I thought it's just... I don't know what I thought a femcel was. I thought it was like an incel, but a woman. I didn't know a femcel was being celibate. Okay, well now I know.
I haven't been counting the months, but maybe like the last real 6 months has been really when I've been starting going ham with this whole identity.
Okay. Well, but you said that's when you started going ham with his whole identity, which I mean makes it sound like you have some degree of choice.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to meet somebody that changed my mind, then I don't mind. But I literally I'm not kidding when I'm saying every man is repelled by me, but it's involuntary, you know?
Every man is repelled by you. We have a little thing popping off. Yeah, we'll have Madison fix it. Just stay there, Nick.
Wait, can someone explain to me in the comments what a femcel actually is? Because they're saying it's a woman who's celibate, but I think there's more to it than that, because I'm a bit confused as to why he is saying that it shouldn't be a choice. Is it somebody who... Is it related to the word incel? Because I'm confused. I don't know this whole new age lingo. I can't catch up, so I don't know what everything means, I'm afraid. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you do know what they're talking about.
You say you're at these parties and these guys come up to you, and as soon as they find out that you're not down to have sex that night, they move on to another woman. Mm-hmm. Now, but when it comes to being involuntarily celibate, if men are propositioning you and offering you sex and you're rejecting it, that would suggest to me that you're voluntarily celibate. If men are offering you sex and you're turning them down.
Yeah, but those are just random people. If I'm actually into somebody, that was just a random conversation I had at a club. But if I'm actually into somebody, I swear they're never into me too. The last person I just showed any interest towards, I don't know. I think people are just really narcissistic and have really big egos. So if you're not immediately trying to act like they're trying to just be all over them and be I don't know, just feeding their ego, and you actually want to talk about yourself or anything you're doing, it is a complete turn off to them, and they're just used to girls being all over them, you know?
I don't understand, because why would you want... I mean, I get what she's saying about not wanting to sleep with a man when you first meet him. That's crazy to me. Why would you want to do that? So I get why she would say no, but then she's saying that if she's into a guy, really into a guy, and that usually he's not into her and he doesn't really reciprocate her feelings, that could say something about her. If guys repeatedly are not interested in you and you are interested in them, that should tell you something, that maybe there's something wrong with you that you may need to change. I don't think it's... Or she's just setting the bar too high and going for guys that are completely out of her league. We don't know what the answer to that is, but I can see there is something wrong here.
We have a chat here from Whatever Fan. He says, femcel usually means a woman who can't get an LTR, not one who isn't sleeping around. So, I mean...
Guys, I don't know what these guys are talking about. This is so confusing. What's an LTR? It's all of these new words are coming out of nowhere. Can you guys tell me what a Okay, first of all, can you tell me what a femcel is? Second of all, can you tell me what an incel is? And third of all, can you tell me what an LTR is? Because I don't know what that means.
Do you do OF?
I'm trying to. I'm
Okay.
epically failing at it, but yeah.
You're
She's trying to do OnlyFans. Okay, that tells you a lot about why guys may not be interested in her if she's interested in them.
epically failing at it. I mean, are there not? Because like,
I only have 6 subs.
like,
so.
can you think of like, can you think of one guy right now who, if you texted him and you're like, hey, do you want to have sex?
I don't know.
He would-
I've completely like removed the whole idea of men from my mind. Like I don't pay like it's like I don't pay
Okay.
any attention to them.
What? I'm really confused. This woman is really confusing me. In fact, this whole episode is confusing me. So, she is celibate, which makes her a femcel, which I don't know what that means really, but I don't know. I think it's someone who is celibate, but maybe it has negative connotations, and maybe it means that like she's so unattractive in whatever way that guys do not want to come near her in that way. I don't know. I'm guessing that's what it means. But I associate being celibate with a positive thing. I think it's a great thing to be celibate if you're not in a relationship with a man. Like, don't just sleep around and allow yourself to become, ran through, because it will obviously cause many problems for future relationships, or it will cause problems for when you're finding the one, basically. But then she's saying she's doing OnlyFans. So that completely cancels out the idea of being celibate for me. Because if I am celibate, I do not want to do anything sexual until I find the right guy who I know I'll marry. That makes so much sense. But then she's saying she's celibate, which is a great thing in my opinion. But then she's doing OnlyFans, which is not good, and it cancels out all of the positives of being celibate. So why are you being celibate? You might as well sleep around if you're going to share your body with random men online. And then she's saying, "Oh, I don't want to sleep with random men I've just met because, it's wrong." Why are you doing OnlyFans then, woman? What are you thinking? Are you okay in the head?
Except whenever you profit off of them for OnlyFans.
No, I mean, I think you need to
I'm
focus
not
on
really,
yourself
like-
and build up why it is that you're confident and have value. And
No,
I think
yeah,
that
exactly.
if you're bombing on OnlyFans, maybe you could take it as a sign to, maybe
Yeah.
move away
Well,
from the platform, because
yeah.
it's going to have long-term
Yeah.
consequences too.
Yeah.
And if you want a
Something.
proper, respectful relationship, you're not going to find that at the clubs.
Based.
Yeah. I don't look for relationships at all. Like, that's just if somebody
Have you
random comes up to me,
Sorry, go ahead,
But
go
I'm
ahead.
not looking for a relationship. Like, literally, I don't think of men, at all anymore. Like, I'm only focused on, like me and my girls. Like, that's where I find my social connection from.
Sometimes
Okay.
you have to be careful with what kind of girls you choose too to
That's
surround
true.
yourself with.
That's true.
Yes.
I got a good family though. Like literally we're a cult. So so I don't know. I just got a really good support system around me like that. So
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't think you're a femcel, but
that's my definition.
Okay.
It's like a style thing, but it's not like a literal incel. It's not the
yeah,
same.
you're not
You
literal.
can't-
No, I'm gonna have to look this up, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it's like. They're talking a different language, so I'm gonna look this up and I'm gonna see what everything means. So, incel meaning. Let's take a look. I have no idea what this means. Incel, a member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women, typically associated with views that are hostile towards women and men who are sexually active. Wait, what? A member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile towards. Okay, so I guess it's a guy who's unattractive to men. Okay, cool. Femcel, I'm guessing it's the opposite, or it's the same thing, but a woman instead. Femcel. Oh, what? Literally stands for involuntarily celibate. Okay, cool. So it's a woman who does not want. No, a woman who wants to do it, but can't do it because she's unable to attract a man. Okay, cool. And then next one, LTR. What is an LTR? I feel so old, even though I'm not old at all. I should probably know these words, but a long-term relationship. I see. Okay. So she's unable to get into a long-term relationship. I mean, from her views, it's very clear as to why that is. She needs to fix up fast if she wants to be in a relationship, because it's just not going to work otherwise. Anyway, you guys are saying, I'm just confused as you are. This is literally insane. Isn't it? Isn't it? It's literally like they're aliens to me. Great channel. Thanks for the truth. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Always, always, always. Someone else said there's something in the water this woman is drinking. I know. She's clearly drinking tap water. I mean, it's very clear. You can just tell that she's on the tap water and it's her crack.
That
You're
way.
voluntarily.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I don't think women.
You've seen.
I don't think women can be involuntarily celibate.
Because they're always
Some women
desirable,
Yeah.
like
No, I feel like-
biologically.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
So do you think men can be involuntarily celibate
absolutely,
Yeah.
if they're biologically desired by other women and men?
Well, I mean, it comes down to your capacity to actually procure sex. So, and obviously, let's exclude prostitution, for example. There are men genuinely out there, despite them making reasonable, good faith efforts to get sex, they just can't. Whereas, I mean, I can't think of a scenario where a woman, if she just strictly wanted casual sex, could not get it almost instantly, very quickly. You need not do more as a woman than just download Tinder, download a dating app, make yourself available. You probably won't even have to take all that much initiative. You can probably get laid very easily.
That's true, but I think it's different value systems because it's like women can get, any woman, I honestly think in any situation can get laid, but it's not something that women value.
Well, that's a different question, though. Is it, do women want to have casual sex? But when we're talking about a specific term, like someone who's involuntarily celibate, I mean, that has
That
a
only
very
applies to men.
specific
Yeah.
definition. You are involuntarily celibate. So despite your efforts to procure sex, you're not
Yeah.
able to get
I think
it.
it's rather
No,
short-sighted
yeah.
to specify that it's only a men issue, because even in the intro you specified if you're a girl you can DM the podcast if you want to come on. I feel as though men aren't given as many opportunities to be like social and to like meet a lot of people that are on similar wavelengths as they are, and so
You're just arguing my point.
well,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, I think, but you're saying that you think only men can be involuntarily celibate,
Yeah.
and I think women can also shut themselves away and be very much like in their own head, thinking, okay, everyone likes me.
I've just seen that she's wearing like dog ears. Guys, I think she's a furry. I think she's a furry. Oh my gosh. And she's got a bone in her. Oh, you can't see. But she's got a bone like on her trousers where the belt should be. There's like a bone. Wait, can I show you? Yeah, I can. There we go. Look, bone. Very, very weird. Anyway.
I'm not the beauty standard. For men, it's, oh, I don't have muscles and I'm not over 6 feet. And for women, it's, okay, I don't have triple D's and I don't have a tiny waist. Like, it can be, I feel like it can be very fair on either side.
Well, I mean,
although-
sorry, go ahead. Continue with your point.
I was going to say, I think that she is describing a lot of voluntary celibacy, because that's how I operate too. I'm voluntarily celibate in my life.
But we're talking about involuntarily celibate. And I mean, you mentioned, like, for example, physical appearance. I mean, we've had women on the show who, no offense to them, but just as a statement of fact, were, for example, morbidly obese. And, you know, it occurs to me that their looks equivalent, you put them in the male body with the same characteristics. We have women, for example, right? A woman could be, how do I want to best frame this?
Ugly as fuck.
Like, even really, really unattractive women can be sluts. But a
Yes.
really
Yeah, 100%.
unattractive, like morbidly obese man can't be a slut.
But who's to say that a morbidly obese woman could be a slut?
Unless
He can be a slut, yeah. Girl.
I don't know. Wait
Like,
a minute. Who's
I
to
mean,
say
well,
that
for example, we've had women on the show who, I mean, Nick, if you're able to pull it up, the girl who was who wore the pink, she was.
Not finna
What?
pull it up.
Bro, bringing up
Oh, you
all
have it?
easy.
One sec. I mean, she's a little bit overweight, and she was saying how she could sleep with 5 men in a day. Her male looks equivalent, like, to be able to sleep with 5 women in a day, that puts you in the realm of like A-list celebrity, musician, actor, professional athlete, or you're just exceptionally good looking.
Or it puts you into a price bracket of how much you make, and you can pay for those services also.
Yeah, but I'm excluding
dynamic.
prostitution from this conversation.
What about OnlyFans?
What do you mean?
Because
how's that related at all?
Because plenty of men have favorite models that they like to fund their lives specifically, and for some OnlyFans models, they are willing to exchange more intimate interactions with users than others. For some people, they
so
don't.
Prostitution, yeah, I'm excluding that from. I'm excluding that from the conversation.
Well, I wasn't sure if you identified OnlyFans as prostitution.
Well,
that's what.
Well, yeah, but
can
no,
be.
you're saying. Hold on, but you're saying, you're talking about having more intimate connection. So I think what you were trying to arrive at is, what if the women on OnlyFans offer up sexual services, aka sex, for money?
Yeah.
Which is prostitution.
Well, because he's talking about physical sex, not like.
Oh, like just chances in general, because from what I maybe I'm misunderstanding your.
Why is she trying to argue so much? It's very clear that the answer is there. And, you know, he's obviously right in this situation. Why is she arguing when I think even she knows that he's right? But she's just so argumentative that she can't let him have that point. She wants to carry on arguing. But it's just making her look a bit silly at this point.
Point then.
Well, that's the thing is that, like, there's a story with Kurt Cobain where he ended up basically having intimacy with a woman who was mentally disabled, physically disabled, overweight, and smelled. And the girl apparently had slept with a bunch of guys in the town, including some family members. So it's like a woman inherently is always going to be used by men who are seeking that out. But men, on the other hand, will never be used in that respect, at least not usually.
I wonder if it's connected to women being inherently seen as like a biological sexual object, whereas men are more conquership based, more protector, more warrior. And I wonder if those biological like expectations.
Those are
No, I
biological
agree.
realities, yeah. Like women are the receptacle and men are the ones who basically pursue.
I'm not sure if
It
I
makes
would
sense.
categorize women as receptacles.
I mean, like, yeah, that
I'm
was
not going
my- yeah.
I'm not going to co-sign that statement.
Yeah.
But
That was
it
my
makes
bad.
sense then that there's more men that are like finding, you know, involuntary celibacy to be their way of how they operate, if that is the case, if we live in a society to where men are not seen as sexual beings and women are, right?
Well, women aren't supposed to be seen as sexual beings. We're supposed to have agency and womanhood and femininity, but unfortunately with the commercial society that we live in, it's like we've been reduced down to these sexual objects, whether it's like boobs and butts and all of that jazz. There's no sense of respect or dignity associated with womanhood anymore because of, in my opinion, the things like the sexual revolution basically removing our agency from us.
But that's women's own doing. Like,
Yeah.
kind of women did that to themselves, like over like the whole feminism thing.
Yep.
Well, part of it
Look-
doing it to ourselves is for money because it's an easy way to make money.
So that's why I mentioned money, because I feel like money is always going to be a topic when talking about those interactions, and as far as like people's ability to get sex.
This is the thing. I get it because it is so easy to make money on there. And as someone who's literally lived through serious poverty, like there were days where I was like 19, I was living off pretty much nothing. I would have a whole pack of Pringles for my only meal in a day. I was constantly living in an overdraft. I was looking at my bank account and just knowing that I've got no money left. Like I was trying to go to the shop and my card would be declined. I'd look at my bank account like, oh my gosh, I've got literally like 10p in there. I can't buy anything. I'd have to leave the shop. So I've lived through, you know, some serious, I would call that poverty. So there are days where I didn't even eat anything. And I can see how, if OnlyFans existed then, or if I'd have known it existed, I can see how tempting it would be to do it because it's a quick way to get money. And I feel like I could probably get loads of money off OnlyFans. Like women can definitely earn money from their bodies. It's easy. But nothing could make me really do it. Nothing. Like I couldn't be paid billions to do it. I swear on my life, I'm not even joking. Billions of pounds would not make me do it. There is nothing that could convince me that that would be a good idea to actually do. You know, I mean, you know, you can think about it sometimes and think, oh, wow, it would be so easy to make money on that just so quickly and so much. But never, because I'm so happy to have my dignity and I'm so happy that I've never done anything like that, that that I now can't reverse, because there are so many women now who've done it and they can't reverse it. And there's so many videos coming out now of women saying how much they regret doing that in their younger years and how they wish they never did it and how they can't ever take it back now. I don't have to live with that. So I get what they're saying. It is definitely tempting sometimes when you're broke and you just know how easily the money would come if you just did it. And it's so easy to do as well. You just literally stay at home, take a picture of yourself, and I don't know how it works, but I guess send it to the guy. I don't know how OnlyFans works. But it's so easy, and I can see how tempting it is. But just don't do it for real. Don't freaking actually do it. It's just the worst idea, and it's obviously purposefully easy. They make it purposefully easy because they know that women will be more inclined to do it if it's an easy thing to do. Very sad. Let's see what the comments are saying. OnlyFans is prostitution. Yep. Thank you. A British woman with morals. You are a very rare commodity. You have my deepest respect. Thank you. I mean, you'd think this is the norm, but not in this day and age.
As I have listened to self-proclaimed incel men speak about how they've paid for sex before, but they don't count that as a real experience because of the way that they view it. That's what they say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because, I mean, what I think incel men want is they want sex that does not involve, that's not transactional.
I would hope. Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, we can certainly have a deeper conversation of, well, to some degree, is romantic
everything transactional?
Is everything transactional?
Which
but that's on another level.
It's not organic, I guess, is what he's trying to say. Yeah, like more so like organic sex. Like you meet somebody, you click, and then you're like, oh, hey, let's go, hook up. That's, I think, more so what he's talking about.
I wonder if that comes down to, base levels of testosterone versus estrogen levels. And I just wonder if it's not as like social, as like a social contagion issue, or if it's more like genuine, just like our biology kind of catching up to us a little bit in the social state that we're at, right?
No, I agree, because you actually, like how you said that, like, men don't have a lot of, like, they have a lot of social experiences. They can go out and meet a woman. I was literally just in Japan last week, and it was like the cutest thing. My feet were dying, so I was sitting and like in this little corner, and there were these two schoolgirls and this like they're high schoolers, right? High school guy comes up, puts the arm right like by her head. It goes like, "Hey, I saw you. You're really just really cute, and what you doing later, right?" And she was just giggling like, "Oh my gosh, like this is her like fairy tale moment." And when he like gave him her number, when he left, she was like giggling with her friend like, "Oh my gosh, that was so great." And I'm like things are so different in this culture, and like men could just go up to women in other countries and be like, "Oh my gosh, I really like you. You're really beautiful. Like,
I feel
let
like
me take
men
you out
do that
on a
all the
date."
time. Like
They do, but they're often rejected.
They open up their phone and they hand you their Instagram with it open for you to type in your username.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
I feel like it's stupid. Like if somebody comes up to me on the street, I'm always hella friendly. I don't give a fuck if it's a homeless man, like, or whatever, whoever it is. Like I'm gonna always meet them with positive energy. Like I think catcalling, getting upset by that is literally so dumb.
Look, here's the reality, right? Okay, most women can sleep with most men. Most men cannot sleep with most women. A woman can, I mean, she would have to, I would even argue if she was seriously disabled or disfigured, she could still procure sex rather easily. So, I mean.
Well, also, I'm delusional and very, like, men trigger manic episodes in me.
Okay.
So, like, I almost turn into a crazy person if they try to talk to me. But, so that's usually what repels them.
I mean, but here's the thing. If you were to download Tinder, just swipe on even the dudes that you just think are physically attractive, or if you even were to go out to a nightclub or a bar or a party, and you say men approach you.
I tried Tinder, I tried Hinge. Literally, I get like 0 matches, and if I try to meet up with them, like
stop the cap.
Okay, well, why? I just feel like that whole episode was just like another language to me. A whole different language. It was just, I literally had to type in what is the meaning of the words they were using because I didn't know what they were talking about. So I don't know what that means. I think it means I am very disconnected from that kind of a world. I much prefer to just stay away from that way of thinking. I don't want to do that. I don't want to even think about having sex. I don't want to think about that because just if you want to be celibate and leave it at that. Don't freaking do OnlyFans. Anyway, the next video. Wait, let's see the comments. This woman is crazy. These women are crazy. Yeah, they are. They are crazy. And she was just fighting. She couldn't allow, women to look better off. She wanted to feel more oppressed than she is. So that's why she was constantly fighting the dog lady. Anyway, next video. Tammy thinks she could be pregnant. This is from a show called 1,000-Pound Sisters. And it's basically two sisters who are very, very obese and overweight. And they go on a journey to sort of lose weight and to try and become healthy because the doctor literally tells them, listen, you are months away, months or years away from having an early death because of how obese you are. You're really unwell. You need to fix up. So they go on a whole journey together, cut down their food intake and try and eat healthier foods. And they have like a gastric bypass surgery to try and, to try and lose a bit of weight because otherwise they'll die. And I love this show because I've not actually watched it like that, but I love the idea of it because of how it pushes out an alternative message to what the media are pushing out, which is, it's okay to be fat. Love your fat body and enjoy being fat and, show off your fat body and encourage others to be fat. That's what's going on in the media right now. Mainstream media are literally pushing this idea that it's okay to be fat and obese. And it's not okay to be fat. Like, I'm not going to hate you for being fat. I'm not going to try and, ruin your life and bully you because you're fat. But it's not good to be fat because you're unhealthy. There's no one who's obese and healthy. It's not, the two do not go together. So this show encourages people to have the right mindset, which we used to have, which is bad to be fat. And the funny thing is, back in the day, in the Victorian times, for example, fat people were literally considered like a circus act, and there were literally circus acts which were just fat people because people looked at them like they were animals and they couldn't believe that they were that big. So I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm saying back then, that was what everyone thought. They were just, if you're fat, you're literally like a circus animal. And it's like crazy. But now it's so normalized and it's encouraged. And if you actually look at the circus act fat people that were used in circus acts back then, they're literally like probably the average person now. They're not even that big. And then you look at people now who are really obese and you're like, how are you even functioning? And the sad thing is people aren't really functioning. And they were literally months away from being bedridden. They managed to lose some weight, which is good. So now this episode, they've lost a bit of weight. And one of the sisters, called Tammy, thought that she could be pregnant. So let's take a look.
So what brings you here today?
I want to see if I can conceive.
Okay.
I want to make sure everything's healthy down there. I had a IUD put in.
Oh, you did? When was that?
It needed to be taken out in 2016.
Oh, wow.
So it's still in.
She's had an IUD inside her uterus since a very long time ago, and it was due to be taken out in 2016. That's crazy. Come on. You don't leave your IUD in there that long. I personally don't even think women should be using IUDs because they are a very invasive measure and it's very not good for your fertility to use an IUD. Let alone leave it in for like 10 years after it's meant to be taken out. Okay, someone's asking what an IUD is. It's basically a metal or plastic thing that goes into your uterus. It's basically a type of birth control. So it goes into your uterus. It literally gets like inserted into your uterus. And then these comments are making me laugh. Guys, wait, let me just explain what an IUD is first. So it gets put inside your uterus, and then there's two types. So there's one which is hormonal, and it's plastic, and it just like releases hormones into your body which make you not get pregnant. Or there's a copper one which basically kills sperm cells when they go into you. It kills them because the copper kills it. Anyway, both of them are bad. The hormonal one's obviously worse because you're messing with your hormones, but the copper one is also not good because it does actually leach copper into your bloodstream, which is really, really bad for you because if you have too much copper, you get copper poisoning. And that may not kill you straight away, but you will have side effects, which people are often like, why am I having these, issues? They don't know why they're having them, but it's because of your copper IUD, which people don't really realize. So if you have a copper IUD or any IUD, please remove it and just track your cycle because it's very easy to track your cycle. And there's only about 5 or 6 days in your cycle that you can actually get pregnant. People don't even know that. They think you can get pregnant whenever. You can't. So just track your cycle and you'll be okay. Anyway, let's get into the video. So she's had her IUD in for about 10 years past its best before date. You can't keep them in that long, guys. Anyway.
Tammy's had an IUD in there for like 12 years. I'm like, sure it ain't permanently attached now. Did it absorb? Like, can they find it? I think he's got a permanent place of residence. I said, bitch, I've been here for 12 years. I ain't moving.
Is that the last time you've seen a doctor? Okay. Was it a bad experience, and that was why you didn't go back?
It was just really big, and it was hard for them to get.
Yeah, to get in there and get it out. Okay. What's most concerning to me is if she should get pregnant and an IUD is in place, it can cause premature delivery or even fetal death. So if she's been sexually active with an IUD in place that's not effective, we probably ought to try to get that out. Are you married? Okay. Are you sexually active right now? No, okay.
Wait, you're married and you're not sexually active? What the heck? Why get married then? This is the thing. Women get married and then they just like leave their husband without sex for ages. It's like abuse, really, because why are you going to trick a guy into marrying you? Oh my gosh, these comments. Guys, stop. I can't even read them. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till after the video.
Okay, why is that?
Well, he's in a different state.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
I know being bigger has disadvantages with sex, but I can do anything. Put my mind through it. I'm handy-capable, not handicapped.
When was the last time that you had a period?
I don't remember.
You don't remember, okay.
There could be a slight chance I might be pregnant now.
Really? And why do you say that?
I've been craving weird things that I'm not.
Normally craving?
Yeah.
And now you crave it.
Like water.
Well, some of it
I'm
could
craving
be
water.
Yeah.
Bitch, you ain't pregnant, you're thirsty. You're just thirsty, bitch. Go drink you some water.
Oh my gosh. Guys, what the heck? That doctor did not believe. And I feel bad because she wants to be pregnant so bad, clearly, but come on, craving water does not make you pregnant. Doctor's like, you're not pregnant, hon. You just need to drink more water. Oh my gosh, guys. And these comments are literally making it so much worse. Someone said, no one wants to impregnate that. Oh my gosh, guys, don't be mean. Max, these women are a 1 out of 10. The risk of pregnancy is impossible. Actually, no. The one with the blue hair did actually have a baby, so it worked. It worked. Someone said, "My God, I'm taking myself to church. I'll join you." Oh my goodness. Okay. Someone said she ate the IUD. I don't know if I can do any more. My cheeks hurt from laughing. Okay. I'm going to move on. Can't stop laughing. Okay, guys. I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to watch. I feel like my brain's not working. Yeah, someone said, "Damn, have to see a patient. Really don't want to leave this chat." It's okay. Go see your patient. You can watch this back later on. Oh my goodness. It was nice having you here. Thanks so much for joining. Okay. Whoa. My cheeks hurt so much. Anyway. So let's see what else we can watch. Have you guys got any suggestions? Anything funny that we can carry on this laugh? Oh my goodness. Someone said, "Thank you for making my day. Love to all." Aw. See you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Or evening, whatever the time is. I don't know. Okay. So, let's watch this one maybe. Does my boyfriend know my body count? The couple's test. Oh dear. This looks a bit juicy. The thing is, you should be honest about this. When you first meet someone, you should just tell them straight up. Then there's no surprises later on. But I feel like nowadays women are very promiscuous, so they're very embarrassed to share things. But then why go on a show like this? Anyway, I'm just going to watch it. Oh.
First thing that came to my mind was his best friend, which feels bad.
What?
Can he hear me?
Yeah.
He can?
Yeah.
Oh, nuts!
You didn't realize?
Oh, no.
Also, why is she surprised? Because is he not going to watch back the video after?
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Alex.
We've been together for 4 years.
Yeah, freshly 4 years. We've been together for over a year.
Do you have any kids?
4 kids.
Are you married?
Yes.
14 and a half years. That half matters.
Yeah.
You know?
We're going to give you each the same set of questions. The other person has to guess how their partner will answer it. Who do you think will win?
I think I will win.
Are you serious?
That was my gut reaction.
Oh, come on. Me. I feel like sometimes I'll ask questions and he doesn't really ask it back.
I think I just observe more, so I know what she thinks. Doesn't matter who wins?
No.
There's no, you know.
But I don't want to be like, oh, we've been together for almost 15 years and we barely know each other.
All right, we're going to have you leave the room.
All right.
I'll go out there first.
Okay.
So I put these headphones on?
How often would you prefer to have sex with your partner? Silas, what is Faith going to say?
Every night.
Every day.
Sorry, every day.
Sophia would like to have sex probably once a day.
Every other day.
2 times a week.
Every day would be great, honestly.
Yeah, this is weird. Someone in the comments said, "Ew, some of these men are feminine." To me, it seems like all of the men are more feminine than the women. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm just getting very feminine feelings from them. This is weird. It's like they've reversed roles, and I've been seeing it a lot even in my everyday life, to be honest, so don't know what's going on there.
I know that's not what he thinks,
No.
though.
She's absolutely right.
But why did you say something different?
Because I'm thinking about like the kids. It's like you gotta find a place to do it.
He would be like, probably a couple times a week is what he probably thinks I want.
Alex, do you know the name of her first partner?
I'm gonna guess like a Daniel.
Marco.
I'm going to give it away. He has gotten the first 2 questions wrong so far. Does she talk a lot about her exes?
Not at all.
Really?
I know, I ask him about his exes a lot, but he's like, I don't like talking about them. But I think that's nice because, I don't know, he just wants to live in the moment.
Or what's he hiding? What are you hiding, Alex?
I'm not hiding anything.
So what's the name of Faith's first partner?
Oh, geez. I think it was the Mormon boyfriend. Grayson. That's.
His name was Caden.
Oh. Whoops.
How was Caden as a partner?
Really bad and terrible is how she's usually described her experience with Caden.
Really bad, really terrible. I was 15, you know, and he was a couple years older than that. And so there was a lot of unconsensual things that happened. So that's like the main gig.
How many people have you slept with?
My face is like, this is so wrong. I'm sorry, but this is really wrong. Anyway, you should not be talking about these things with your partner, let alone airing it on the internet.
What is she gonna say?
I am not answering this one.
I have no idea.
I don't think he even knows. Actually, I don't think we've ever actually talked about this.
What would you guess?
No, he better not even say a number.
I think Sophia.
14 years together, and you don't even know how many guys she slept with. That's a bit crazy. Something you should probably ask before.
I slept with 11 people.
I have slept with 13 people.
Alex got it wrong.
13!
Probably 5, but you could times that by 2.
You gave a number and said you could times it by 2.
5.
Do you want to give the real answer?
That sounds right.
Would you have a threesome?
With me?
Yeah, you can be the
Okay. Yes, she'll say yes.
Yes. Yes.
Why did you put a question mark at the end of that?
Like, I'd have to sit down and like think about it, think about the person. It seems like a lot of work, but yes.
Ugh! Disgusting! Disgusting! What's going on? Why did You could tell he did not want her to say yes, and she just said yes. She just literally embarrassed her man and herself in front of the camera, in front of... How many views has this got? 658k people, and probably more, because this is only 6 days ago posted. So this is really, really sad to watch, and you see it all the time. Women always humiliating their partners in front of a load of people. It's like they enjoy it. Some may say they do. So yeah, that is crazy. She would literally have a threesome with her man, and he doesn't want it. So that's very sad.
He would not have a threesome.
No, I would not.
Is that my first right answer?
I would definitely feel jealous, and I think he would just not know how to perform. He would just not know how.
I would know.
He'd feel awkward.
Again, woman humiliating her man in front of a load of people. He wouldn't know how to perform.
Comfortable.
You were to sleep with anyone outside your partner, who would it be?
The first thing that came to my mind was his best friend, which feels bad.
What?
Can he hear me?
Yeah.
He can?
Yeah.
Oh, nuts!
You didn't realize he's literally watching his
I had no idea he was watching me. Oh, no.
So he's introduced her to his best friend, and she clearly fancies him and wants to sleep with him and her boyfriend at the same time. Nice, very nice.
What is your partner's most annoying trait? What do you think she's gonna say?
I have no idea. I do a lot of shit.
That I like to pay attention to grammar and call things out.
Impatience, just a tad.
She means impatience with grammar.
Oh, probably that I don't fill up the tank, the gas.
That's it.
If she says that, we're telepathically like on.
What is it?
Probably when he doesn't fill up the gas tank.
Oh.
Among other things.
Oh, that's crazy.
Fill up the fucking tank, man. I'm a woman.
It's true, brother.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. She's saying I'm a woman, but look how masculine she's acting, and look how feminine he's acting. You see where there's a clear imbalance, and the dynamic is not right there. You need to swap that background again.
You don't have to pump the tank.
Speak it, girl. You
pump the tank. I'm a woman.
Wait, line. I know.
Look how he's
True,
speaking.
brother.
You have to pump the tank.
Speak it, girl. You ain't lying.
Speak it, girl. You ain't lying. Oh my gosh. Why is this so backwards?
I know.
Sophia, what are you the most insecure about?
I think Sophia's most insecure about her shoulders.
I'm a little bit insecure about my jawline.
I guess I just chose wrong.
I had like a horrible underbite when I was younger, and I had to get jaw surgery, and I'm insecure about that.
She's the most beautiful person on the planet. She has nothing to worry about.
Faith, who hurt you?
That's pretty deep. I don't know. Dad.
I think he said my dad, but surprise, it's actually my first boyfriend, Caden. I had a tumultuous relationship with my father, yes, but we've done a lot of growth and we're still in each other's lives. But I think having so much sexual trauma at a young age really did a number up here. So I think
we can tell. This is a sad thing. Women are literally encouraged to sleep around, and then they do inevitably gain a lot of sexual trauma and trauma around men and trusting. And if they get hurt, they'll find it hard to trust men again, and they'll never see love purely again. Once you sleep around, that purity is gone. I would say both ways to some degree, men too, but not as much, because men don't usually get as involved. But if they are very involved, and if they do really fall for a girl and then they get hurt, same thing applies. They don't want to, they'll be a bit more cautious when it comes to doing it again in the future and trusting another girl. It's sad, and that's why you're supposed to wait until marriage to be sexual, because when you are sexual, you're literally exchanging energy with someone, and they take a bit of you and you take a bit of them, and you have that forever. And so when you split up, or if you hurt each other, for example, that there's a piece of you missing forever, and it will never ever come back. You'll always have a bit of trauma from that, and you see it all the time. That's why women do not want to trust a man. That's why women don't want to get married anymore, because they have that fear of trusting men, and actually vice versa as well. But for men, it's very justified, because if you look at the behavior of women, it is crazy. But I would say that's massively to do with them being very sexual now, when before they wouldn't have been, and they would have waited until they got married, and they would have gone into the marriage with a pure heart, and completely pure, without any trauma before from past guys, no fear, no caution, just completely pure. And now that's not happening anymore, because they have that trauma from before. So that's why I would say a lot of breakups and divorces are happening, because of the lack of trust they have in men due to being hurt through having casual sex. And it's just going to happen. You will get hurt if you have casual sex. It's sad. And yeah, she has been hurt, and you can tell by how she's acting, because she's had too many partners. I mean, 13 men is a lot of bodies, so it's inevitable. It's bound to happen.
Having to kind of work through that on my own has been a bit difficult, but easy with Silas.
What is Sophia's biggest fear?
Being poor.
Slugs. I don't know.
His was way off from that.
Oh.
Who puts the most effort into the relationship?
I think she's gonna say it's even.
He definitely does. I'm very, very lucky.
How's that feel to hear?
Really good.
He's everything that I'm not. He makes me so much better. Life didn't even start until I met him.
Me too.
He says me too.
That's cute.
Yeah, I knew we were gonna cry. Somebody was.
You ready to swap?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Come on, this way.
All right.
So headphones there.
Even though I think their dynamic is so wrong, and they have, issues when it comes to their balance of masculinity and femininity, I still think that was a bit cute.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, there's hot. Whoa, I do see him. He's right there. He looks so good.
If your partner dies,
Why is she
she's
surprised?
dead, how soon do you feel comfortable starting to date? What do you think he's gonna say?
3 to 5 years.
Probably 9 months.
What the fuck?
Wait, what was the question?
She's dead.
I do see him. He's right there. He looks so good.
If your partner dies, she's dead, how soon do you feel comfortable starting to date? What do you think he's gonna say?
3 to 5 years.
Probably 9 months.
Of course he's gonna be like, I don't know. And then he'll say maybe like 4 years. Let's say 4.
I don't know.
See?
6 months seems
6
like
months?
a good threshold timetable for this sort of thing.
I'm not over like a hard shit I had 6 months ago.
Have you ever thought about leaving your partner? What do you think he'll say?
No.
Yes.
What?
Oh, you know what? I think I screwed that up. Would I ever leave?
Any time in your mind have you thought about leaving?
Her?
Into your whole relationship?
No. Me leave? No, not a chance.
What are you the most insecure?
That's really messed up because he thought that they were asking, have there been any points where he thought she might leave him, and he was like, yes. He was ready. Obviously, she's probably said some things in the past which has made him think that she's going to leave him. But then when he realized the question was really about him leaving her, he was like, no, I would never leave her. Me leave her? Never. That is so sad. It should be the other way around. It should be the woman never leaves. And then the man, is more likely to think about leaving. I mean, I don't believe that anyone should leave anyone if you're in a committed relationship, especially if marriage is involved. But yeah, that's a sad dynamic.
You're about.
Oh, his skinny calves. I don't think they're skinny, but he thinks they are.
I'd say my calves. My calves dodge every gram of protein I put in my body. I'm just waiting to be a dad, so my calves explode.
Yeah, you need to have some kids. Get those dad calves.
I'm gonna say his feet. Genetically, they're very flat.
Looking tired, I'm a little insecure about, because sometimes I feel like I look really tired, and I am tired sometimes. What'd she say?
Faith said, your feet.
My feet?
What's your favorite sex position? What is he gonna say?
He would say doggy style.
Doggy style?
It's doggy.
I really like doggy.
His is missionary.
What's your answer?
I like cowgirl.
Ooh. He's switching up.
Faith, what is Silas's biggest fear?
His biggest fear is not living up to his potential in terms of his career, of not making it to where he wants to. He's a musician.
Public speaking.
Oh.
Terrifies me.
She said it's not living up to your potential.
I had considered that was my...
That's the real answer.
Gut reaction.
What's your biggest fear?
It's definitely rats. He's fucking terrified of rats.
I mean, I think she's gonna say that I don't have any fears.
Nope, she had an answer.
Really? A fear that she's gonna leave me. How about that?
Aww.
What's been your biggest disagreement in your relationship?
So his biggest fear is that she's going to leave him. How can you do 14 years together and still have that fear that your girlfriend's going to leave you? That's really sad. And she must have threatened to leave him many a time for him to even think of it that regularly. Like, that keeps coming up. How sad. Yeah, someone said, not the sex positions question. I know. That's why my face went... Yeah, someone said, girl, when I tried Tinder, Freudian slip there, Tinder hinders healthy living. Exactly. Tinder hinders relationships as well. Tinder hinders a healthy relationship. Very true. That was a Freudian slip. I don't even feel sorry for these men. These men done damage to themselves. Yep, I know. But I still feel a bit sorry for them, I'm not going to lie, even though they did do it to themselves. But it's hard nowadays to find a woman who does not think like these women do. Most of them do, unfortunately. So
this sounds weird, but how we respond to things, maybe that's it.
The moving thing, where to live and why.
The moving is the real one, yeah.
I want to move back to the East Coast because the things that are there are really beneficial to my career path.
Do you think Faith would consider moving there?
I think she'd consider it.
Right now, it's a definite no, yeah.
What's been your biggest disagreement?
Him looking at thirst trap Instagram reels and TikToks.
Whether or not I can watch certain videos on the internet.
So dumb.
Do you have an issue with him watching pornography?
No, I do not.
Anymore.
I don't watch porn.
How?
Guys, he watches porn. I just said that word. I shouldn't have said that. He watches corn. Whenever I say a bad word, I always get scared because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to get cut off. But how can you do that in a relationship? Like, that is literally a ticket to a breakup or a divorce. Or you're just very sexually immoral and you can't even... You have a girl. What are you watching porn for? You literally have a girl. Why are you watching porn? There's no reason to watch porn if you're in a relationship, and it will literally destroy a relationship. She's obviously very insecure. You know, the question about threesomes, she was like, no, I wouldn't want him to. She clearly thinks that he might want to. And he watches porn, which is like the worst thing you can do in a relationship. It's literally it will just destroy a relationship. Someone said couples shouldn't watch porn. That's weird. I know. What, do people actually sit there and watch porn together? Is that a thing? Like, what?
Did his last relationship end?
She was a couple years older, so she went to college and he was still in high school. So it was just kind of like, you know, the natural high school relationship ending.
She went off to college and I attempted to go to New York City during my year off that I was taking.
Faith, do you think they hooked up?
I think so, yeah.
Did you hook up?
No.
Are you serious? Did he just lie?
I don't know.
He does know.
Who puts the most effort into your relationship?
I think he'll say I put the most effort.
I think it's equal all the way until I'm basically her chauffeur. She does not have a car, and I have to drive her around everywhere.
So your answer is you.
Okay, leaning towards me.
All right. Why do you love your partner?
I think he's gonna say...
That guy's weird. He's a weirdo. The one who watches porn, even though he's in a relationship. What a weirdo.
My openness to how much I love him and that I would do anything for him.
I love Faith because she is so cheerful and funny. She makes me laugh.
Oh.
And she's a great cook.
Oh, that's nice.
And did you know that your wife was the one?
Like when he skipped school to see his cousin at my high school and he saw me in the hall, that's when he knew.
Long story short, I was in the hallway and then she like tapped me on my shoulder and she was like, hey, you're cute. And then like went off and I was like, dang, she's beautiful.
Of course she went up to him. Of course she was the one who initiated it. Of course, you can just tell that is the dynamic, like I keep saying. He is the feminine one. He's the one who sort of sits there and goes, oh, it just sits there looking pretty. And then she comes up to him like, hi, you're cute. Give me your number. What is going on? Why is everything so backwards nowadays? Please, someone tell me.
From the moment I met her to 14 and a half years later with 4 kids, like she's just this remarkable woman. She's an amazing mom to our kids. I love her.
Do you like that answer?
Yeah.
Do you want to go give him a kiss?
Yeah.
Get in here. Come on back in here.
Okay.
It is still cute. Like, I still think that it is impressive they've lasted 14 years. I've got to give it to them. Nowadays it's almost impossible to see a couple last 14 years. So, do you know what? Props to them for actually lasting this long. And they do seem to love each other. I wish she would not threaten to leave him as much as she does. I'm just guessing that's what happens from the way he's talking about it. But yeah, dynamic is funny. But do you know what? I'm glad they've lasted this long. They're made for each other, clearly. I think because he is so feminine and she is so masculine, that dynamic works, even though it's the wrong way around. But do you know what? I'll let them have it.
How was this experience?
It was really good. It's like therapy.
Yeah, it was good. We needed this.
You both tied.
We tied?
You tied.
No way, Jose.
Guess who won?
She did.
Yep.
I did?
She had 13 right, you had 11 right.
Oh, God, that's really good.
Not too far off, but she overall did better than you. I do want to point out you both got
good.
Not too
Yeah, these guys are not going to last long. You can just tell they're inches away from a breakup. If he's watching porn, and I would feel so disrespected. I'm sorry, got to do full screen for this. If I had a man and he watched corn, even though he's got me, I would feel absolutely disrespected. That would be a reason I would be like, listen, this is a non-negotiable. You can't watch corn in a relationship. This is ungodly. And if you can't lead with God at the forefront of everything, of all your decisions, then that's not going to work. Like, seriously, I could not marry a guy who watches corn. I couldn't do that. So, yeah, non-negotiable for me. That would definitely be grounds for a breakup. Unless he's willing to work on it, then okay, cool. Work on it, and you have to work on it ASAP because it's not going to work. You can't watch corn in a relationship. It's so wrong and so ungodly. And I, as a Christian, would not allow that. Anyway, I'm not going to go into any more. It's pretty self-explanatory, but nowadays I feel like you have to explain things like this a bit more often because it's not a very normal view anymore.
But she overall did better than you. I do want to point out you both got under 50%
She looks so sad.
of them right.
What? Really?
Oh, yeah.
It's not that
Like
good.
how?
But some of them are tough.
Some of them are tough.
Your biggest disagreement, how often you'd prefer to have sex, who got it wrong?
I don't think
He got that wrong. He probably thought I was going to say like a couple times a week.
because I don't consider like a quickie like doing it for me.
Cookie's fine with me.
Which answer surprised you the most?
I'm just surprised
work
about
on
9 months. That's like, if I die.
I know if she really died, she would want me to be happy as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Tell her, what was your answer?
The ex's name? You really didn't date a Daniel?
Alex! That's my dad's name.
Oh.
You were to sleep with anyone?
Guys, he doesn't even know her dad's name and they've been together for like a year. That's really sad. That's really sad. He thought Daniel was her ex, but it's actually her dad. What's going on there? Something's not right. Something's not right. And like I said, I truly believe that they are very close to breaking up. And to be honest, I hope they do, because I do believe that she can probably do better. He is not ready for a relationship. If he's watching corn, he's not mature enough for a relationship. So, he needs to carry on being single and working on himself until he can actually be ready to have a woman and know what that means. Anyway, so I have something to show you. This is very exciting because it's a breakthrough. As you may know, I am very, very passionate about fighting against the impending New World Order. That's probably what I focus on most away from this channel. And actually even on this channel quite a lot, and those videos do quite well. So I think a lot of you are into it too. So part of that is what happened in the past 3 years. And I'm going to be very careful talking about this because I do not want to get taken off YouTube. But in the past 3 years, or 4 now, as you know, there was a con that had unrolled, and I'm going to use very careful language, so I hope you can keep up with my keywords. But there was a con that the governments around the world all worked together on in order to scare the public into complying with their rules, to test them and see how far they can push them and how many things the public will listen to. Unfortunately, the public failed massively, and they listened and they were tricked, and they put a piece of cloth over their face, and they distanced each other. They distanced from each other, and they didn't go outside, and they were imprisoned in their own homes, and they stayed at home for 23 hours a day, and they were only allowed out for 1 hour, and people actually complied with that. They clapped for the NHS outside the window. They clapped. They took a medication that they didn't want to take. This is unreal. And if you actually sit there and think about what happened in the past 3 years, it will drive you crazy, because you'll be like, how did people actually allow this to happen? It's like reading 1984. So, unfortunately, a lot of people did get harmed by this medication that they were, coerced into taking. They got harmed. A lot of people died. Now the death toll is probably over 18 million. I know that it was at 13 million. No, actually, it was 18 million. So it's already surpassed 18 million for sure, because that was months ago. That's unreal. That's a death toll. 18 million people have now been unalived because of this medication that the government told them to take. And they said it was safe and effective, and they said that it was the best thing for them. And yeah, one of my acquaintances, John Watt, went on GB News the other day to question the Prime Minister about this. He is injured by this medication, and I'm not even going to call it medication, I'm going to call it an injection. He's injured from it, very, very badly injured. He's got heart conditions now, and he had mobility issues as well due to the heart conditions, I think. I don't know exactly what happened, but many problems to the point where he felt like he was dying, and he was very, very unwell for a very long time. Even now, he's still unwell, literally years later after taking it. So he went on GB News and he questioned Rishi Sunak, our Prime Minister, about these injections that people were told to take, and they've injured them. And now they've been injured. They're talking about their injuries on social media. And guess what? Their posts are being taken down for misinformation, even though it literally happened to them. And they're just literally saying what happened to them after taking this injection. And apparently that's misinformation. You're not allowed to share it online. So because he can't share it online, he went on GB News to ask the Prime Minister personally what's going on. And actually the other day, Andrew Bridgen he's an MP, asked Rishi Sunak about these injections. He told him all these facts. And Rishi Sunak's answer was, don't be silly. These injections are safe and effective. What are you talking about? Guess what? On this GB News interview, he could not say that because he's face to face with somebody who's literally been injured from it and is telling him, I have been injured, and there's a guy over there who's also been injured. What have you got to say? I don't think you can say it's safe after literally coming face to face with an injured guy. So let's take a look at that, guys. Can't wait for you to see this. Please share this as well, because this needs to go everywhere. This needs to become a viral thing, and it already has, to be honest, but make it even more viral. Share this with your friends. If there's any friends that you've got who say that it's still safe and effective, watch this and show them this.
Here we go. Okay. Now we got some people. Right.
Hi, Rishi Sunak. I've got so much to say, but such little time. My name is John Watt, and I'm one of the COVID vaccine injured in this country. I want you to look into my eyes, Rishi Sunak, and I want you to look at the pain, the trauma, and the regret I have in my eyes. We have been left with no help at all. Not only am I in here that's vaccine injured, there's another man over there whose life's been ruined by that COVID-19 vaccine. I know people who have lost legs, amputations. I know people with heart conditions like myself, Rishi Sunak. Why have I had to set up a support group in Scotland to look after the people that have been affected by that COVID-19 vaccine? Why are the people who are in charge, who told us all to do the right thing, have left us all to rot and left me and the thousands and the tens of thousands in this country to rot? Rishi Sunak, look me in the eye. When are you going to start to do the right thing? The vaccine damage payment scheme is not fit for purpose. In Scotland right now, according to the yellow card system, there are over 30,000 people that have had an adverse reaction to that vaccine and 200 deaths.
John, thank you very much indeed for your question.
Yeah, let's shut him up because you don't want him to tell people the truth, do you?
The right thing, Mr. Rishi Sunak and the rest.
You've made a really strong point, John. Prime Minister.
Yeah, John, well,
Yeah, you've made a really strong point that can't be argued with because it's your freaking experience. So if he tries to say it's safe and effective...
Very sorry to hear about your personal circumstances, and you said someone over here also seems to have suffered by a similar thing. Now, obviously, I don't know about the individual situation that you're in.
We're silenced.
He's just told you about his personal situation, so you do know. You've just heard it. What have you got to say about it?
On social media and everything, we are silenced. We are the most silenced people in this country.
Silence in the press because my story in the press had to go to the government for comment, and they made them take all the stuff out.
Forgive me both.
Yeah, let's shut them off because they're actually injured from it, and we don't want people to hear about it, do we? Unbelievable. And yes, they are the most silenced people in the country. in the world, actually, at the moment, because every time they try and post about their actual experience of something that's happened to them after taking the injection, bam, post taken down, bam, account banned from Instagram, Twitter, for literally sharing what's happened to them from this injection they took. And some of the people sharing it have actually had confirmation, written confirmation from doctors saying it's because of the injection. Apparently, according to fact checkers, it's still misinformation to share what actually happened to them. Unbelievable.
I know, I'm happy.
I'm interested to know.
No one.
Okay.
John, no one is saying. No one's saying you
yeah, okay.
I've lost my house, my wife, and a successful career.
And sir, you raised some very valid points, I'm sure. What I've got to say is, though, we haven't got you on microphone, and as you know, we've got to get through this. I'm sure we can.
We've got to get through this. It's what they always say to shut people off. Oh, come on, we're running out of time. We've got to get through this. Shut up.
We can raise your points with the Prime Minister at a later date. But in the meantime, Prime Minister, if you cover the issue.
I'm very happy to. So look, there is a vaccine compensation scheme that's in place, as you alluded to, in the NHS. Obviously, everyone individually will work through their cases. It's difficult for me to comment on anyone's individual case. I'm sure you'll appreciate that. I'm very happy to go and look at the cases, and I'm sure you'll get them to the team here. I mean, I'm very saddened and shocked to hear that you've been silenced by anybody. That is surprising to me, so please.
Well, that's funny. That's funny that you're shocked when you literally worked with Instagram to get these fact checkers, you know, taking people's posts down. That's really funny that you're shocked. You should know about it.
Do get your details to Stephen and the team, and I will happily take that away. Of course, you should be able to speak about your experience, what's happened to you, and as I said, we have a compensation scheme.
Why should...
Of course, you should be able to talk about it. Really? When you've literally shut people down. He knows about this. He's been alerted about this many a time. Andrew Bridgen, an MP, has brought this to Rishi Sunak's attention many a time. Literally. Not just him. Multiple MPs have now done it. And guess what? Oh, don't talk such rubbish. It's safe and effective. Now he's like, I'm shocked to hear this is happening to you. You're not shocked. You just want to be Prime Minister again. You want to get those votes, don't you, Rishi Sunak? And that's why you're saying you're shocked, because you want to act like you've never seen this before. Like you have nothing to do with it. It's never been brought to your attention before. Yes, it has. And you know it has. You've been actually served papers and evidence showing that it has happened. And what? Apparently it's safe and effective then. What is it now? You're not saying it's safe and effective anymore, are you? Because you can't, because you know that it will lose you votes if you gaslight people who've actually been injured by it. Unbelievable. This makes me really angry. I'm not going to lie. Like there are not many things that make me this angry, but when people gaslight people who've literally been injured from something that they were told to take by this man who's standing right here, it's a bit ironic, isn't it? It's a bit fucking ironic. Anyway, whew. So, I'm going to move on from that. Wait, actually, someone said, Andrew Bridgen seems to be the only one making a noise about it. Mass respect to John Watt as well. Exactly. Respect to anyone who's speaking out about this, especially if you've been injured and you still have the courage to come out, even though you're unwell, to speak up about it. Amazing. Really amazing. Literally props to John Watt for doing that. And to the other guy who was with him, I can't remember his name, but props to them both for having the courage to literally go on live news and question the Prime Minister. It takes real guts to do that. Real guts. Anyway, so the WHO, the World Health Organization, my favorite organization and group of people. They're amazing. They really care about our health. You know, they really have done so much for us to get us through the past 4 years. You know, they've literally given us a medication that's going to save us from everything. Amazing. I love the World Health Organization. They're now doing another thing. So as you may know, they had a lot to do with the past 4 years. For some reason, this unelected organization decided that they have all this knowledge and they know exactly what to do with the condemic that happened in the past 4 years. They're the ones who encouraged people to social distance and wear a piece of cloth on their face and also get injected with something which is going to possibly harm them and maybe even kill them. And, you know, those 18 million deaths, I would say the World Health Organization had a massive had a massive part to play in it. But sadly, all of these things, all of these measures they told us to take, and all of these mandates and regulations they put into place with governments around the world, they literally work with the governments to do that, they've been proved unscientific. They've now been proven wrong. They've been proven to be completely ineffective and also unsafe. So I personally don't trust these people with my health, and I don't trust them with my life, and I do not trust them to run any countries around the world. And in fact, because of the past 4 years and how badly they handled that and how bad their advice was, I think they should never have the right to give any government any medical guidelines ever again, because they clearly are incorrect and wrong in how they handled the past 4 years. That was a great testing ground and they failed. But for some reason, even though they were wrong in the past 4 years, they are now signing a pandemic treaty, guys. So that gives them the authorization to pass any laws, any regulations, any mandates. They have the ultimate say worldwide. So if any pandemics happen in the future, they can then say, okay, these mandates and rules must be enforced in every country. And the governments can't say no to it. That is the pandemic treaty, and it's being signed in the next few months, guys. So that's fun, isn't it? I think it's in April it's being signed. So that's amazing. Guys, we can definitely trust them to do the right thing, can't we? Not like they have money involved and they literally have shares in the things they promote. We can trust them. Anyway, this video is a video from one of our last marches that we did. I like to do marches and protests in order to encourage others around the world and, tourists who come and any UK citizens to stand up against what's happening in the world, to stand up against the World Health Organization, to stand up against corrupt governments and their corrupt rules and mandates and laws and whatever they want to push through. Clearly, they have got it very wrong, and it's very unhealthy what they're telling us to do, and unsafe as well. So this last March, this last month, we did a march. And somebody called Alice, the journalist, has made a video of the march, and it is amazing. And I just wanted to share it with you because it's something which really means a lot to me. And yeah, I'm going to share the video with you. So.
And we are all here together. We will get through this shit. Say no more.
Wow. Yeah. I went on a few of those marches during the lockdowns and the height of the con that was happening in the past 4 years, when you had to stay at home and wear a mask at all times. And the police treated people like we were animals. I saw with my own eyes women getting beaten to the ground, literally smacked with sticks over and over again. There was one woman who had cancer, and she was thrown to the ground because she refused to go home. Just because she refused to go home. Thrown to the ground, battered with a baton by male police officers. She had 3 kids waiting for her at home, and then she was taken into a cell. And I watched it, and it was honestly like an out-of-body experience. It was like I was not living. It was like it was a dream. It was like it was so unbelievable that I could not believe I was living through this time. I couldn't believe that people were being punished for not going home and not staying at home for 23 hours a day. That's prison. That is literally prison. Even prisoners get more outdoor time. But people just said, okay, I'll do it because, you are telling me to. Anyway, I think marching is really important. I think that when you get censored online for speaking about things, the only way to actually reach the people and to tell people what's going on is through marching in the streets and giving people leaflets and just talking to people one-on-one, face-to-face, so you can't be censored. The fact checkers can't come on the street and say, oh, no, false information. That's not possible. So on the streets, you cannot be censored. And I think it's really important to actually do that and constantly keep together and stick together. And there's so many more of us than there are of them. And there is power in that. So, yeah, the next march is on the 2nd of March, which is a Saturday. And we're meeting at Brixton in Windrush Square at 1 p.m. So if you are free that day, even if you're not, try and be free, try and make plans to come, because truly it is an amazing experience, and we can together wake people up and just, change the world. So yeah, I'll actually put that on the screen. So yeah, Saturday, 2nd of March, in Brixton, Windrush Square at 1 p.m. and it's an outreach and rally. So we'll do a bit of marching, and yeah, it'll be nice and fun, and we can talk to the public. So very important. Actually, Andrew Bridgen shared this video. So, he's been doing a lot of speaking up against the World Health Organization as well, because of how corrupt they are. Anyway, next video. I have seen the craziest video ever. I cannot believe this. I can't believe this is allowed. It happened in Spain. And I'm not going to say anything about this, because if I do, I will literally get removed off YouTube, because this happened before where I got a strike literally for talking about how wrong this is. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let you guys do the talking, and you can think what you want to think of it. I'm just going to let you see it, because I think a lot of people should be made aware of what is going on in the world and how corrupt everything is. So these are children in Spain on some kind of a march. Okay? Look at what they're wearing. You're seeing this correctly. I think every single adult who is stood there needs to be sectioned, put down. Yeah, lethal injection, I believe, is actually warranted in this situation. Or put into prison. Because this should be illegal. And I cannot believe they were allowed to do this on the streets. They were allowed to dress them in this. Yeah, in this. Look at that. Look at that. Can you believe this? Can you believe this is allowed? Can you believe this is not illegal? Nobody got arrested for this, by the way. Nobody got arrested for dressing them like this, having them parade around on the streets. I know I said I'm not going to say anything, but I can't help myself. Nobody got arrested for this. This was allowed to happen. The government allowed this. So what? The government allowed this, but you're not allowed to talk about the injection that killed 18 million people. Yeah? Make it make sense. You can't. You actually can't. I'm not even going to say that, because you can't make it make sense. This is sick. It's shocking, and it should have never been allowed to happen. I don't even know. What's she doing? What is she feeding? Look, she's feeding it. What is that? What is that? What's she putting in their mouth? Is that not weird? What's she feeding them? Like I said, I'm not going to say anything else, but share that around, because people need to see it. On the same theme as that, there is, how many more can I do? One more video of a mother. You may have seen this. It's got 61 million views. So thank the Lord for that. Thank the Lord this is actually making the rounds. But 61 million views of a mother going to her child's school and telling off the teacher for allowing this to be on a map of America.
We are paying you to teach history, and that's what you need to be teaching. I'm teaching my son to grow up to be a man, and I don't want you hanging on flag.
Yes. I love how she rips it down. Fuck the flag. And then the teacher's like, what? That needs to happen more often, guys. Literally, if every single parent did that, not even every single, if more than a few parents did that, it just wouldn't happen anymore. It would get taken off the school curriculum. Teachers would not be allowed to teach it because it would mean they have no students, which means they get no money, and it just wouldn't be a thing anymore. So that really does set an example, and I think more parents should follow that example and stand up when they can see something's wrong. I personally will not be sending my children to school. I've said this before. My kids are not going to school because I cannot risk this happening. I cannot risk them being exposed to things they should not be exposed to, especially at a young age. And I cannot risk them being taught that it is a good thing to change their genitals, for example. Not happening. So I personally will be homeschooling my children and actually passing my values on to them as opposed to the government's values, which are clearly very corrupt, as we've seen throughout this entire video and in life in general. The government are corrupt. I will not be putting my children through a brainwashing program literally designed and, contributed to by the government. What? So this woman is doing the right thing. She shouldn't be sending her child to school, but if there's no other option, for example, if she's a single mother, then I understand it. And at least she's standing up for her child and saying, I will not allow this to happen. She's setting an example to her child, and hopefully her child will grow up to be as resilient and courageous as she is. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining this live stream. It's been really, really, really fun talking to you guys and hearing your viewpoints on videos that I've been watching. I think we've had quite a journey on this video. We've come through many different types of videos, and I am glad that you guys share my views on many a thing. So thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And also ring the notification bell so that you never miss a video or a live. And yeah, I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.